What's up, tricksters and tricksetters? We have a new update in Valorant. Finally, something is happening in this game. Not maybe the update that we deserved, but the update that we got, regardless. We're also getting a new map. Maybe the chamber is gonna be changed, deadlock as well. But for now, we have the leaks for the buffs and nerfs of the duelists. Now, before you pull out your pitchforks and, rush into the Riot Games headquarters, hear me out. First of all, most of these buffs and changes that we're gonna talk about today are more like balance changes rather than some actual thing that is gonna matter a lot. Of course, if we disregard the neon. Now, let's first start immediately with the Raina patch notes. So basically, what happened with Raina is that she's more consistent to play and a bit easier to play as well. All of the changes for the Raina received a bit of the nerfs and a bit of the buffs as well. The main focus of these changes, I really don't... What Riot Games said in the Valo developers video is that they want to make Raina viable in pro play and team play. And I just don't see how did they achieve that with these changes. They did some nerfs, some buffs, just balanced out things a bit more, and that's it. So first of all, her Q ability, the healing, is decreased from 100 to 50. The full heal time is reduced from 3 seconds to 2 seconds, and overheal of armor no longer decays after a timer. So basically, you're getting, you're healing your armor essentially with a Raina heal. Now, this is, it's good and bad. Personally, I think that this is better than getting 100 overheal and then you instantly need to take a duel. But in the same time, this is a bit of a nerf because, anyways, if you're below, 100 HP, you're getting your health points back. If you're in a clutch situation, you have 10 HP, you kill an enemy, bam, you're instantly at 100 health points. So this is gonna be very situational. Obviously, a bit of a nerf. Her heal is not as powerful as it was before, but what they made more powerful for Raina is her dismiss ability, the second ability close to the heal. Now, the speed of dismiss ability is now 12 meters per second. Brother, Raina is gonna be like a speed demon with this dismiss ability, which is gonna allow Raina to basically, after a kill, maybe take more space for her team, take cover a bit faster after dismissing from a fight, and essentially, it's just she's a bit faster, essentially. But the dismiss time is reduced from 2 seconds to 1.5 seconds. So once you grab that orb to dismiss, you don't have that much time to actually, take a cover. I think that the main purpose why they made this specific change is to, you get a kill, you're able to take more space for your team, essentially, on the attacker side, on the retakes, and you're able to reposition a bit faster. But in the same time, the dismiss duration is reduced, so, I don't know. Essentially, Raina is nerfed, balanced out. She's not gonna be as strong Smurf agent as she was before, but in the same time, I don't see, how does this make Raina a more viable agent for team play and for, pro play? And the last piece of utility that got buffed is, Empress no longer has a timer, and it is permanent during the round. So basically, you have the ultimate during the round, you can use it instantly as the round starts, apply the mental pressure onto the enemies, and you have the ultimate until the end of that round, which is really fucking good because During one round, you're gonna be a juggernaut for your team. And I mean, like, this is really strong. This is really strong, like, buff, but in this, she's more consistent to play, essentially. Overall, I just think that Raina is balanced a bit more. Nothing special. These changes are not gonna make Raina like an S tier agent immediately and you just spam the Raina your whole life again. Like, listen. It's just a balance. Raina is still like a B tier, C tier agent maximum. And there is no way that Raina can compete with some real duelists in this game. Now, second agent that got changed in the latest, buffs, nerfs, and agent update is obviously our beloved ISO. Now, why do I say beloved? Because I hate him. ISO was the most useless duelist ever to be released in Valorant. He is D tier, absolutely garbage, maybe C tier now. And what they did to ISO, they made ISO more consistent and a bit easier to play. So, what did they change for ISO? Let me showcase you quickly. So, the changes that we got for ISO are the following. ISO double tap, the shield, is now being activated, so you don't need to kill an enemy to get a shield. Essentially, this is how it works. You decide to run it down with ISO in ranked solo queue and troll a bit. You press your shield activates after 1 second, and voila, you have a shield that lasts for a certain amount of time. And basically, you don't have 2 charges, you have only 1 charge, and you reset the second charge by getting 2 kills. Now, is this a buff? Is this a nerf? Kinda both. When it comes to this change, ISO is now really, really good to counter, operators. It's a really, really strong counter against the operators because, you can just rush out and you don't need to worry about getting killed by an operator player, really good counter. Also, it makes him better at entering and getting the initial duels, your team is ready to execute, I don't know, the A set of Breeze, you activate your shield, and you're 100% certain that you're not going to die from the first bullet of the enemy, in that specific round. So, we drop the wall to take some cover from the enemies, drop the undercut, activate the shield, and that's it. But now, when you're activating the ISO shield, there is 1 second animation delay, and during that 1 second, you don't have the gun in your hands. So you need to be, you cannot just activate the shield in the middle of the gunfight. You're around the cover, getting ready to engage the enemies, activate the shield. Shield is also gonna play the sound for you and for the enemy team. Enemies are gonna know that you have a shield, and basically, you just run it down. Now, ISO also receives a wall penetration tag instead of a standard heavy penetration tag when the shield is broken. So basically, what does this mean? This means that you're gonna be significantly less slowed down from the enemy's first bullet. So strafing during the first initial shots is gonna be really good to be an unpredictable target and to take a kill onto the enemy. So, when the enemies shoot the first bullet on you, the first tag, it's not gonna slow down your movement significantly. And ISO now gets a damage indicator towards the direction of the enemy that broke the shield. So I don't know, enemy jet, basically, you're executing a set of Breeze, you're all the way here, enemy jet hits you from the right side, you get a indicator that enemy is on the right side, the visual indicator. And essentially, as I said, now you can recast the double tap while it's still active to refresh the duration of the shield. So basically, if you already have a shield you get 2 kills, you can instantly reactivate the double tap to basically refresh the duration of the initial shield. And the shield lasts for the same amount of time as it lasts before. Is this good for ISO? Yes and no. It's kind of like, basically, the only things they did for ISO made him stronger against operators, makes him better at entering and getting the initial duels. His ultimate is also stronger. His ultimate is mega strong now. Why? Because you're always getting in the ultimate with a shield. Pre-activate the shield, draw out the enemy cipher into the ultimate, and now you have an advantage in the ultimate, which is really fucking good, because previously, yes, you did have an advantage in the ultimate, but without the shield, it's still a 50-50 gunfight. Good buffs, not enough. Personally, I wouldn't touch ISO still. ISO is still like a D tier, C tier maximum. Like, why the hell would you play this agent if you already have Raina, Neon, Jet, Raze, everything that's better? You know, Yoru, think about it. Think about it. Then we're moving to our beloved Raze. Yes, Raze also got nerfed. Like, every single patch Raze gets nerfed, to be honest. Like, I'm not even surprised anymore. Like, every patch I'm just waiting to see, like, what are the Raze nerfs. Now, why is Valorant nerfing the Raze? Let me tell you. Because Raze has 400 matches in a pro play per fucking event. Like, essentially, like, during this year, actually. Like, every 1.5 map, or every map, you have a Raze as a duelist. Essentially. And we know that Valorant really likes, their like, pro play. They're tapping them on the back, and, they take money from the pro players, and that's how they make the living. So they had to nerf the Raze one more time. Now, what are the Raze nerfs? So the Raze satchels no longer explode for damage or knockback upon an opponent destroys them. Now, what the fuck is this PR shit here? So basically, you deploy. Let me showcase you in-game how that works. So, you deploy the satchel. The satchel gets destroyed by an enemy. It deals no damage. It does no knockback. Actually, this is a really good change. I mean, doesn't it feel intuitive for you if you destroy a certain piece of utility from an enemy that is not gonna do anything? I mean, we can destroy the KO knife. KO knife doesn't explode. Like, you can destroy the Raze the Killjoy nanoswarms. Nanoswarms don't deploy. So this actually makes a lot of sense. Like, it's more of a quality of life change. Anyways, I don't think this is that significant. It's whatever, literally. Sometimes it's even better if this shit doesn't knock back, depending where I deploy my satchel. And it's whatever. It's literally whatever. Like, sure, fine. Destroying the enemy's utility with a Raze satchel is even more harder. Now you get a reward for actually destroying the Raze satchels before they explode. Anyways, you're destroying the enemy's utility with a Raze now with a nade and not with the satchels. But one thing that is kind of significant is that Raze horizontal velocity when satcheling has been slowed down. And also the audio of the satchels is more audible. So you're gonna hear the Raze satcheling or double satcheling further away, which is also a good quality of life change. Like, I mean, I should be able to hear a Raze double satcheling, like from, I don't know, from this position, if she's going for the double satchel execute onto the A side. Like, I should be able to hear this satchel all the way here already, so that I get ready for the execute, and the Raze is not flying in my face, and I'm just, looking at the Sovadar, the drone, like, there's the jet flying in my face as well, like, good. But, now, how impactful this is gonna be, depends how much of a horizontal velocity has been slowed down. Like, it really depends how much we can actually travel right now by doing the satchels horizontally. If it is a significant, distance and a significant velocity, I mean, it's gonna be necessary for you to learn double satcheling. Because, for an example, let's say you're executing a set of ascent. So we're executing a set of ascent on the attacker's side. If you cannot reach, let's say, from this location, that location, with only one satchel and bunny hop, that's kind of fucked up, bro. That's kind of fucked up, Like, if I need double satchel to go from the main all the way at the generator, instead of doing this, that's gonna be, like, hard for a lot of your Raze mains, and you will need to use 2 satchels to essentially reach most of the positions right now. Especially because I'm gonna be making the rank playbook for Raze. I'm waiting to see these changes, because these changes might drastically change how you play the Raze. Like, basically, how you execute the bomb sites, how you retake the bomb sites, where you can travel, where you cannot travel, etc, etc. This is removing a bit of the fun aspect of Raze, obviously. Because previously, when I was coaching players, I always told you guys, listen, you don't need to double satchel. Like, right now, in the current patch, like 8.1, you don't, like, double satcheling is just a gimmick that you sometimes need to do, like when you're ulting, or you need to take longer space for your team, more space for your team, if you have a short range weapon and you need to get in the face of an enemy. But if you're executing, bomb sites in a full buy round and just pushing out, most of the times you just needed like one satchel, and essentially to reach a specific location for your team, and then you're fighting together with your teammates and moving into the bomb site, using the satchels to knock back the enemies and shit like that. Now, if the Raze velocity is nerfed by more than 20% or 20%, that might be really, really impactful. But still, hear me out. Even though these nerfs have been made to the Raze, Raze is still gonna be an S tier duelist in Valorant, together with Jet, and she is still gonna be a powerful duelist. This simply means that it's easier to hear the Raze satcheling. You will need to master double satcheling for a lot of the different positions when you're executing the bomb sites and retaking the sites. And basically that's it. Maybe, another thing that's gonna be nerfed heavily here is gonna be like Ferrari peak with the satchels. Like, maybe doing this is not gonna be worth it anymore. But we will have to wait until Tuesday and Wednesday to see, like, how impactful this nerf was actually. Yes, I know it is 20%, so yeah, the velocity is reduced by 20%, but until you actually try it in the game, you cannot really tell how powerful a certain buff or nerf is for a specific agent. For Iso and Raina, I'm 100% certain it's like whatever. For Iso specifically, like, literally don't play the agent, like, it's still shit. For Raina, smurfing is gonna be a bit harder because you cannot overheal when you're below, like, 100, like, and you get less heal. But ultimate is more consistent and agent is more consistent overall. And for Raze, like, we'll need to wait and see, like, how impactful this shit actually is. I mean, destroying the satchels, and satchels don't apply any damage or knockback, that's really huge, when it comes to destroying the enemy's utility and pressuring the enemies, especially when the enemies are, you're playing the postman, for an example. A lot of the times you want to deploy a satchel to pressure the enemies, and then maybe peek together with the satchel. But if enemies are fast enough to destroy the satchel, and then flick onto you, you are out, bro. You are out. And also, you know, now double satcheling is more audible, so you're gonna be easier target to track and kill. And when you're executing positions and taking the space for your team, we might need to do double satchels more often now. So learning the double satcheling now is something that you kind of need to do at this moment of time. Still, I think Raze is gonna be an S tier agent in Valorant. Now, we're moving on to Clove. Clove that has been dominating ranked, mainly because all of the Raina players and all of the mechanical gods switched to playing Clove because, you know, even now I think that playing Clove instead of Raina is going to be 10 times better. But what did the Riot Games do to this agent? Well, simply said, nothing. Just a insignificant amount of nerfs. She's still gonna be very powerful in ranked environment. Like basically, I don't think that Clove's win rate is gonna drop after these changes. But, you know, like, essentially, her heal ability went from 100 to 200 credits. Duration is 10 seconds to 8 seconds. And the damaging assist time to activate is 10 seconds to 6 seconds. A bit of the quality of life changes, you know, like makes her less powerful, especially in the first pistol rounds. You know, you cannot just buy every single piece of utility and do some crazy strategies in the pistols. But overall, okay. I think that Clove is going to be able to maintain above 50% win rate in solo queue easily. And I still think that Clove is like the bottom of S tier agents in Valorant. I still think that Jett, Omen, Raze, and Cypher and some other agents are more powerful than Clove for ranked solo queue, for ranked grind. But for pro play, maybe these changes are gonna be enough to actually put her down a bit, especially because her ultimate also got nerfed. It is now 8 ultimate points, so it's definitely worse than the Phoenix ultimate. And the unequipped delay is actually 0.8 seconds. So basically, like, you know, like when you're like using the Clove ultimate, you cannot use it that fast, essentially, when you're getting out of it. Now, hear me out, like the TLDR when it comes to the Clove. Still very strong in ranked solo queue. If your playstyle, if Omen doesn't suit your playstyle, you simply run it down with Clove on most of the maps. If you are a Raina player, probably switch to the Clove. Like, I mean, Clove is especially now a bit better than Raina. Essentially, double controller meta is really good right now. Still a powerful agent. Nothing to talk about. Like, I think insignificant nerfs, powerful in ranked, and maybe is gonna be less picked in pro play because of these changes. And the main star of the show is the Neon. Like, this is something that I didn't expect, man. Like, I expected everything. I expected the Raze nerf. I expected a slight ISO buff. I expected that Raina is not gonna be changed at all, because how the hell are you gonna change Raina if you fundamentally don't change Raina's kit? We expected the Clove nerfs because Clove has like a 53, 54, 55% win rate in solo queue. But mostly because, you know, all of these Raina players that are mechanical demons just went on to Clove, and she's not that powerful. Like, I don't know, like, yes, Clove is good. Yes, she is strong, but I would always have Omen instead of the Clove on every single map and in every fucking team composition. Paranoia, shrouded steps, one-way smokes, customized smokes. You can do various different smokes, teleport to fast rotate and shit like that. Like, I don't know, man. And one thing that I didn't expect are these Neon buffs. Like, I really thought that Valorant is gonna focus more on Phoenix instead of the Neon, and maybe we get another Jett nerf Like, I really thought we were gonna get a Jet nerf, but there's still plenty of time. These are not the official patch notes. I mean, yes, they are official patch notes, but the whole patch is not released yet. Maybe the chamber is gonna be buffed, deadlock buffs are coming, maybe Phoenix is gonna be changed. Well, there is still a chance to nerf the Jet, like, obviously, like, maybe remove one smoke and, you know, Jet only has one smoke. Think about it. But, Neon. So, hear me out. Neon, first of all, let me give you a TLDR, before I dive deep. Neon is gonna be really strong. And she's gonna be very viable in both pro play and ranked. Potentially, she is gonna be an S tier agent to grind ranked from Iron 1 to Immortal 3. But I don't know if in Radiant lobbies and high-low lobbies, I would have Neon over Yoru, Raze, and Jet. I still feel that Yoru, Raze, and Jet are gonna be much better picks instead of playing this, you know, zoomy character that just fucking runs. Basically, Neon's power is gonna drop as you get higher in ranks, essentially, because it's easier to track her down and kill her. But she is going to be mega strong on the maps with open corridors. So for an example, if you're playing maps such as Breeze, brother, Neon is gonna be really strong. You know? Because she can avoid the enemy sentinel utility, run through the different corridors, slide onto your face, and delete you. If you're playing maps such as Icebox, where sentinels generally don't have such a strong utility setups, Neon gliding in your face, boop, boop, 2 shots of the, you know, Odin spam in the slide, you're dead. Like, Pearl, maybe, you know, like, another map that comes to my mind is also like Fracture. On Fracture, like, Neon has a lot of potential. But on the maps such as, I don't know, like Lotus, such as Split, such as Ascent, such as Bind, maybe a new map as well, you really don't want to play Neon over the Jet and Raze, and maybe even Yoru. Like, calm your tits down, you know, your erected cock. Take some kind of a pills for that shit. Yes, this is gonna be a good agent for smurfing and for a bit lower ranks. But still, Jet exists. Raze exists. Yoru exists. And Neon is just gonna come into the big 3. You know, from big 3, we're gonna have a big 4, essentially. And she is just gonna be a meta pick on some of the maps, maybe. Now, one thing that Neon struggles compared to other, like, duelists is she is really shit against good sentinels. I mean, she's just fucking running. So now, if you have a good Cypher on a defender side that is able to stop the Neon push, and you only have... Imagine a scenario where you're playing Split only with a Neon as a main duelist. And enemies have, let's say, a Sage and Cypher that are good. You're gonna be fucked, essentially, you know, like... also, Deadlock. You know, Deadlock might be good now to counter the Neon, but to be honest, one problem in ranked solo queue is that I don't fucking see which agents enemies picked until I load in the fucking map. So how the fuck am I gonna be able to counter anything if I don't have a map picking system, if I don't have a agent select system, blind, you know, open picks? So yeah, that's gonna be fun. So what did they change for Neon? Story is really simple, like they buffed kinda everything. And let's talk about that right now. So, Neon changes, boopa bapa boop. So here, listen. Fast lane, you know, the wall. dissipates from behind to minimize the visual noise in combat space while giving cover for neon. So basically, you're gonna have more cover when you do the fast lane immediately, and maybe that's gonna help you to reposition yourself. So, you know, now how the fast lane works currently, let me showcase you just a second, but this is very simple. Like, you drop the fast lane like this. And the fast lane always starts here. Now it's gonna start like this, giving you more cover, and essentially that's basically it, like, not that important. Now, second topic, fast lane C audio has been updated to travel with a fade out of the wall. Nobody cares. Wall duration is decreased from 6 seconds to 4 seconds. So this has been nerfed. So you don't have a lot of time to think where you wanna go. If enemies, you know, Killjoy is stopping you with the nanoswarms, there's Cypher tripwires, like, you don't have a lot of time to destroy that shit and go in. Like, you need to be really fast and precise with your decision making, what you want to execute, and where you want to engage the enemies. Like, you need to be very careful when and how you're using the neon wall. And the wall dissolve duration is now 2 seconds, so basically the wall dissolves a bit slower. But that is still like, you know, it's still nerfed, essentially, to some degree. Now, let's go to the good stuff. High gear, you know, sprinting. Neon no longer has her strafe speed reduced while sprinting. So basically, now you can strafe left and right with the same speed as you're going forward and backwards. That is gonna make jump spotting really fucking good with the neon. To get the information, jump spot. Are we gonna start jump spotting finally? You know? Also, taking some crazy, you know, basically, so this is how this can work. Like, you jump spot an enemy, then you strafe left, do the slide, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 9.11, bro. 9.11. So the peeker's advantage, you know, you can abuse the peeker's advantage with proper crosshair placement, abuse the fast peaks, and she's gonna be a nightmare for the lobbies where the ping is horrible. You know, like, if the difference in the ping between a neon player and an enemy is 20 or above, that enemy that is holding an angle is not gonna have any, like, fun time. Backward doesn't have the speed boost. I mean, what? What are you talking about, man? Now, listen. Next change. Maximum sprint speed while moving sideways now matches the sprint speed, you know, like, when you're moving forward or whatever. Now, time until full fuel regen is moved from 60 seconds to 20 fucking seconds, bro. So now, Neon is gonna be running in your face 24/7. Like, basically, you can spend the whole round running around the map and engaging the enemies. Like, what does this mean? This means that, potentially, if you're playing a map such as Breeze, and you're going for the fast flank, and you do this, there is a chance, until you reach this position right here, that you're already going to have the full fuel, or 70% of your fuel available to engage the enemies from behind and kill them. That's what that means. Now, slide changes. Now we have 2 charges of the slide. So basically, you know, 2 times you can press your right click to slide, you know, horizontally, vertically, or whatever the fuck you want to do to engage the enemies. I don't know if we can do consecutive slides and just basically do something, you know, something like this, where we can cancel slide as well, you know, go in and out, and shit like that. Because I don't know if this is gonna be possible. Because if this is gonna be possible, like what Neon can do, she can slide in with a Vandal or Phantom, take a kill, slide out immediately with a few buttons being pressed. Brother. She's gonna be like a Jett that is a bit more complicated, a bit more unpredictable, and maybe even more rewarding than Jett's dash ability. Now, if they didn't change anything, yes, you should be able to do the double slide without the ultimate. So just running by your feet and doing basically some crazy shit movement, like to engage the enemies and instantly disengage them. And I think that, as far as I understand, you still reset the slide if you get 2 kills. So if you get 2 kills in a round, you can have like 3 slides to engage the enemies and get in their face and kill them. Now, Neon now removes all of the weapon movement error when sliding. So essentially, like this effectively means she's more accurate when sliding. So basically, Neon is running at your face, she is engaging you, she does a slide, weapon is gonna equip faster, and this first bullet that you see here, you see this bullet, these bullets that went there, all of these bullets are gonna go in this area right here. So essentially, you know, you counter strafe, basically like do the dead zone or predict the timing when you're accurate, and even during the slide, these first 2 to 3 bullets are gonna be really fucking accurate. So, you're playing a Stinger, for an example. Oh, enemies are pushing the B site. Let's stun them, let's slide, and Call of Duty movement. We kill this guy here, in the middle of the slide, and we go back with a second fucking slide! Or we don't need to go back with a slide, we can just run out and essentially reposition. But second slide cost is 150 credits. So now we're basically, you know, buying the slides and shit like that. Now, listen here. Equip out of slide is now, instead of fast, it is also instant. So essentially, after you do a slide, your gun is gonna go into your hands after 0.2 seconds. That is mega fast. So this, what you're seeing here, as far as I remember, is around 0.5 seconds. This shit that I'm doing. So let me showcase you again. So this is around like 0.5 seconds. Imagine how 0.2 seconds is gonna look like. Like you just slide, and you instantly have the gun in your hands, and during the slide, you are making a barbecue out of the enemies. You wanna play Odin? No problemo. Enemies are pushing with the light shields and shit like that. No problem. Don't just swing out with a, you know, with some kind of a stun, or, you know, we do this, we slide, and then in the middle of the slide, bap, we activate the ability again, we slide again, bap. You get the point. Obviously, with Odin, you're not that powerful when you're moving, but, you know, the slide animation cancels I mean, it's not gonna be that powerful with Odin, obviously, like, it's more about the other weapons. I really wonder, like, how this sliding mechanic and these changes are gonna affect the Outlaw and Operator specifically, and how fast you can actually shoot the Operator when you basically do this and go for a shot, like, or maybe Outlaw actually is a better example, because with Outlaw, you scope in significantly faster. Can I maybe scope in before the slide even finishes? Imagine that. Like, I'm engaging enemies with the Outlaw. I pull out the Outlaw after 0.2 seconds, bap. Already in the middle of the slide, I'm shooting my first bullet and second bullet after the slide completes. And essentially, yes, she is gonna be a nightmare to deal with in the lower elo lobbies and medium elo lobbies, but I really don't think that Neon is Jet is still the best agent in the game, the best duelist. Raze is also S tier. Yoru is still better than Neon in my opinion. But we're definitely gonna see significant amount of Neon players in the ranked solo queue. And now it actually makes sense to main an agent such as Neon. Personally, I'm gonna give Neon some time, you know, to see how the agent is gonna feel in ranked solo queue. And after a month, I'm gonna update my agent's tier list because with these changes here, I mean, just based on paper and based on the statistical data, we can instantly put Neon at A+ tier or S tier, bottom of S tier. Like, that's how good she actually became after these changes. And the final change is a bit of a nerf and buff in the same time. The stun. Relay bolt. We have only one charge right now, so yes, Valorant is just removing utility from the game. In 5 years from now, I think I'm gonna be playing a Counter-Strike 1.5. Essentially, like, I really don't know what the fuck they're doing. But whatever. Wind up delay, so basically the time it takes to, you know, deploy the stun is now faster from 1.1 seconds to 0.8 seconds, which means that stun is just gonna deploy much faster. Why is this important? Well, because we also slide faster and we also are accurate during the slide, and then enemies are pushing in, insta this, bop, 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 bop. Kill all of the enemies, get them out of the server. We have a second slide. Let's reposition back, and in the middle of that slide as well, bop, 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 we might kill an enemy. And also, the concuss duration is moved from 3.0 seconds to 3.5 seconds. I'm not sure, but I think this is the longest stun in the game. Maybe on the level of a breach. I don't know if breach has a longer stun than this. I think breach is like 3 seconds, if I'm not mistaken. Sky is definitely not this long. It's around 2.5 or something like that. 3.5 seconds is a lot. I mean, if you get stunned in the middle of open area of the map, such as this one here, you are essentially cooked. But let's be honest, you know, when you get stunned in Valorant, you get an aimbot, and you instantly headshot the enemy that stuns you, so whatever. Overall, good changes for the Neon mains. We're definitely gonna see Neon more in both pro play and ranked solo queue. And now I think that Neon is finally a viable agent to main, and on some of the maps, open maps with open corridors, such as like, or just corridors that are not built for the Sentinel's utility, such as like, you know, Breeze, Icebox for an example. She's gonna be a monster. She's gonna be really fucking giga chad. Just check, the breach stun is 3.5 seconds concuss. Okay, so we have a confirmation in the chat. Her stun is now on the same level as the breach. Neon is more selfish now. I mean, when the hell was Neon like a team play agent ever? Like, her wall is really like, you know, good both for the enemy team and for her team. It's always like a hit or miss. The stuns, I mean, if you're not careful with the stuns, brother, when I play with the Neon mains in Radiant lobbies, those guys don't give a fuck, man. Like, I'm stunned like half of the time. I'm stunned, she's stunned, enemy team is stunned. And we are all looking at each other's being fully fucking stunned. But, as I said, like, in this document right here, really strong buffs that will make her very viable in both pro play and ranked environment. And potentially an S tier agent to grind the ranked from Iron 1 to Immortal 3, and in Radiant lobbies and high-elo lobbies, maybe. I'm not sure, because Jet is still really good. Raze is still very good. Yoru is really good in solo queue as well, if you truly master his utility on some of the maps. And Neon might join them in the top 4 right now. Iso is still garbage, shit, whatever. Raina, whatever, like a B tier, C tier agent. I think the smurfing is kind of nerfed with Raina, and then yes, she is more consistent, but whatever. And when it comes to Clove, like, she's not a duelist, but we talked about the Clove. I'm really sad that they didn't touch the Neon, the Phoenix at all. I think Phoenix deserves some love. But to be honest, like, what would you change for the Phoenix? I think Phoenix is in a really good spot. Really strong flash, really strong wall, strong ultimate with 6 ultimate points, Molotov and heal. Like, why do you even need to touch the Phoenix at the end of the day? And that's kind of my 2 cents when it comes to the recent changes and all of the information that we have right now. In around 3, 4, 5 days from now, we're getting the full patch notes, so I'll be reacting to the full patch notes, and I'll keep you updated about my opinions. I still don't want to rate the agent. Like, listen to me here. Iso, D tier, C tier, garbage. Raina, B tier, C tier, not worth playing. Other agents are better. Neon, A plus tier, potentially S tier. Clove is still S tier agent. I would still recommend you to play Omen over the Clove. Done. And when it comes to the Raze, doesn't matter. Raze is still S tier agent on, you know, most of the maps, essentially. So here are the actual changes that are coming. Like, Valorant, where is my early access? I mean, this is probably PBA or something. Like, I don't use the beta environment at all.
This has been decreased, of course, and the dissolve duration has been increased. So let's take a look and see if we can even notice it.
Yeah, so the wall starts a bit more behind you. And yeah, oh, that's how it dissolves. I thought that the wall is like going from top to bottom. It actually goes from back to front. Ay.
Not really. I don't think this is going to be much of a difference. Actually, the wall duration.
Basically the difference is like 1.5 or 1 second. I mean, like, it's not that noticeable. But personally, I can feel it. I can actually see it. Like, it basically disappears faster.
Duration has definitely decreased. I can feel the decrease.
Yeah.
It's actually quite shorter. But I don't think that'll matter too much. I know it's test.
Listen, when it comes to the Neon changes. Listen, man. When it comes to the Neon changes, like, this agent has a very high skill ceiling. Like, you need to think twice if you want to main Neon. You need to invest enormous amount of time, and you will need to be very careful how to use this agent's utility. You cannot just randomly throw your utility left and right and be like, okay, that's nice. I mean, that is the direction in which Valorant is kind of going. Like, they want to make utility, like, meaningful, essentially, where you cannot just randomly spam shit and be rewarded.
At the max sprint speed.
Looks same.
I can feel it. I feel like we're flying now. We're going much faster while sprinting, for sure.
Looks same to me.
So that's the max sprint speed has been increased a decent amount.
Am I tripping? That looks the same, like, as right now. I mean, the only thing they changed is like sprinting left and right.
The regen on the fuel timer has also
been
decreased.
Brother. This fuel is regenerating like my mental health when I stop playing Valorant. Love it.
To fully refuel. So that's literally,
love it, bro.
Was it 3 times as fast as it used to?
This is really good.
And the slide has been given another charge, as well as your equip of your weapon will be faster after slide. So let's see. Oh wow.
Brother, you are getting that gun in your hands. Really fucking fast. That's so nice.
This is way faster. Way faster. Oh my goodness. Wow. Jeez.
Yeah, like basically, you know, this buff is gonna be really good, like for close quarter engagements, like you know, Judge, Bucky, Shorty. Like if you're playing Neon, you need to master those weapons. Like Stinger, Bucky, Judge, Shorty. Like if you're not using them, you're just trolling it, to be honest.
Oh, as you can see,
Because you know, closing the gap with an enemy is gonna be 10 times more consistent and 10 times easier as well.
Has been reduced to only 1 charge instead of 2. The wind-up delay on this has been decreased, and the concuss duration has been increased. So let's see. So it pops faster, and it also lasts for 3.5 seconds, which is a decent amount.
Yeah.
That's actually a
Breach
decent
stun, basically. Breach stun.
Wow. I think Neon's gonna be like the new meta as long as they nerf Cypher. I think Neon will be the best duelist in the game at this point.
Literally not. Like I mean, like let's you know. I love the hype. I love the erection that Valorant community got from this buff. But brothers, like let's be real, like Jet, Raze, and Yoru are 10 times more useful than an agent that is running. Like chill, man.
So here I'm just gonna test the double blast pack over truck because I do this one pretty consistently, so I'll be able to feel it easier.
Bro, the speed is really slow, man. I don't know, like I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Like it doesn't seem that big of a deal, to be honest. I can see it in the video, like that the speed is kind of slower, but let me see it again.
I mean, usually I get way deeper into spawn, but I don't think they've completely.
It really depends how good he does these satchels, because maybe he's just missing the timing on the satchels. Like you know, if I don't actually test it myself, like I don't know, brother.
Nerfed her blast packs. Yeah. Oh my god. Actually, they have. Dude, anyone who plays Raze knows how much distance I should be able to get with a double blast pack from heaven. I should be able to get almost into U-Haul from here. Oh wow. They have really destroyed the distance. Let me try like down short. Oh, you barely even.
I really don't care about this shit that he's talking about, because like a lot of these positions where you double satchel are useless as fuck. Like essentially, like double satchel mechanic is not something that you're using like 90% of the times. What is more important is, are you able to travel with one satchel from the choke point to some kind of a safety location? Like, is one satchel gonna be enough for me to go here or to go here? Is one satchel gonna be enough for me to go here to here? Is one satchel going to be enough for me to take the space for my team? Like, double satcheling gets more and more useless as you go higher in the elo, and it's only good, like, obviously, when you have the ultimate, when you have the close range weapons and you need to fuck up the enemies. But
even make it up short. Jesus, man. They try to go like.
Fuck, man, he's gonna use one satchel anywhere, like.
Wow. This, honestly, this feels a lot worse than it possibly looks right now. I'm telling you guys, when you try this, they have destroyed Raze.
Give me one satchel, give me one satchel, give me one satchel.
It's not a thing anymore. So for the ISO rework, it's
Jesus Christ, bro.
because I do this one pretty consistently, so I'll be able to feel it easier.
Wait, let me see if he anywhere.
They've completely nerfed her blast packs.
Let me go into game just a second. So let's say, for an example, I have one satchel. This is like This here is like 2 meters. I do this. I do this. 15 meters. So basically, after 20% nerf, I don't know, man. Depends. Really, like, you know, I think for some of the executes and some of the strategies, now we will need to use like, you will need to use like 2 satchels to get on a certain positions, you know, which is definitely significant, obviously. But we'll see in the game. You know, we will see when it comes out. Like, basically, go and buy it and test it. Sure, fine. Like, the thing is, like, you know, when you're using the Raze satchels to get the space for your team, like, 80 or 90% of the times, in the current patch, you're not going to use double satchels to enter the site. You should be using one satchel to take one sector of the map, fighting together with your teammates, and using the second satchel only if it is necessary. If you're using the ultimate, if you have a close range weapon, if, you know, you get a point. Like, let's see on Bind for an example. And this is not a live, like, I'm just testing it. You know, this is not a public beta environment, PBE. It's just a live server, like 8.1 patch. I just want to see, like, something. So, like, let me compare it here. So, it does this satchel, then does this. So, I'm able... So, he is traveling here, and I'm here, approximately. Okay, so when you're going from these boxes here right now, we can do the whole turn like this, but now with double satchel, you're not going to be able to do that. You need to go across the truck, I guess, like this, and get into the lamps. Also, like, yeah, so he's kind of traveling here. So basically, if I do one satchel now, let's say I need to go from the box there. So I'm taking the space for my team, doing this. One satchel is more than enough. But maybe with 20% nerf, you know, we'll need to go 3 meters backwards. So maybe with a 20% nerf, like, you will need to use a satchel, and bunny hop as well to get in this position, and then we are engaging the enemies and taking the space for our team. We'll see. We'll see. Like, I still think that majority of the places, you should be like, you should be able to like reach without any problems with one satchel and a bunny hop. Like basically doing this. And then engaging the enemies. Definitely some spots where you use the ultimate, like, you know, you want to surprise the enemies. Like, this is not going to be possible anymore, I think. Because you're going to be landing in the middle of the open. And you're never going to land exactly into the lamps. Also, like, I don't know, Ferrari peak, how much it is nerfed, like, you know, doing this shit. Since the velocity is nerfed, like, this might not be a good thing to do anymore. I mean, it's still going to be good, of course. Like, it gives you a speed boost and you're an unpredictable target to hit. And, you know, you can easily fuck up the enemies and fuck up their crosshair placement. But, yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Like, let's see the ice.
Oh, my God. Actually, they have. Dude, it's pretty cool because...
I think this is a bit overreacting. I don't know, like...
You can just actually just click your E and you'll have your shield at any moment that you want now. So I literally just click it and now I have shield.
Yeah.
So now I could like take a...
why is it called double tap if there are no taps at all? Think about it.
Fight short. Instead of having to get a kill and break the orb, I can just activate my shield. And after getting 2 more kills, I can
I thought they nerfed the speed but not the distance. Brother, if you're traveling in the car and the speed of the car is like reduced and you have the same amount of fuel, you travel less distance. My brother skipped the physics class, bro.
Activate it. So this is just the
Honda Civic Peak.
And you can't shoot while you're in this animation, but you have a shield. So theoretically, I could pop shield now and just ult someone.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
if I ult them, I go into the dimension with a shield active. So for the Raina rework, I think
You still tap after the kill. Yeah, actually, that's true. That's true.
my ultimate should just last forever now. You can see now that
Yeah, that's something that I didn't talk about. Like, basically, when it comes to the, ISO shield, like, it still works in the same way. You're still like resetting your shield by getting the kills and shooting the aimlapse orbs, in the air. But just now you activate the shield instead of, you don't need to kill an enemy. It's a good buff, like a good change, but just play other duelists.
Empress just does not expire. So I guess no matter what happens, as long as
I don't know. Does the Chaos Ultimate and Chaos Knife? Does the Chaos Ultimate and Chaos Knife destroy the Raina's Ultimate? That's the question now. Like, will she lose the ultimate?
I'm alive, I can use the Empress the entire round, which is kind of cool. A lot less viable, and Clove is going to be just picked over Raina pretty much consistently now, I'd guess. So we can see now that it costs one more orb to use your Clove, how much value has been reduced.
I mean, this whole patch is more about like Neon than anything else. You see here, like we have like, the 2 slides. You can buy the second slide for 150 credits. And I don't know, like I would still recommend you, master the Jet and Raze and just stomp these idiots in solo queue, like whatever, like. But if you enjoy some character, if you're coming from Call of Duty, like, and you have ADHD, pick the Neon, I guess. Like, I mean, she's definitely gonna be more viable. Harder agent to master, obviously. But okay, time will tell. Time will tell. Like, if we're gonna put this agent on S tier or wherever the fuck on the tier list. Okay, but not bad, not bad. I'm really sad we don't have any leaks for the map, man. I'm much more interested right now in the map than like these nerfs and buffs, because this is nothing, like Raina, whatever, ISO, whatever, Raze, whatever, Neon. Okay, you guys can celebrate this patch, but don't celebrate too much. You're gonna be nerfed next patch 100%. That's how Valorant does things. So yeah, fun thing. At least something is happening in Valorant, to be honest. At least something is happening in Valorant. New UI?
More orb to use your Clove, of how much value you get from the orb. And
what do you mean new UI? Who is tripping here? 240. How does the UI look now? Aha, here, like, yeah, it's improved a bit. Yeah, it's more simplified. It looks clean. Looks better. Yeah, looks better. Looks cleaner. The new UI. It's easier to track, like, how much credits you have and shit like that, instead of having a shield here and this shit. Nice. Good. It's not different. He doesn't use low quality. Really? How does the UI look? Like, why the fuck would you use a high quality on UI? Yeah, it is different, bro. Like, what do you mean, man? There's no green shit here. It's more simplified and better. Looks nice. And that's it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in some new update guide or whatever. Join the Discord server for coaching, all of that good stuff. Leave a like, leave a comment, and see you in the next one.